My family was always very supportive of what I was doing growing up. I basically declared when I was 5 years old that I'm going to be a musician.
I grew up in Canada, in Vancouver, and my parents forced me to do Western classical piano, which at the time was absolutely awful. I hated it. Komorebi is a Japanese word that means sunlight that filters through tree leaves. I came up with the word by looking online for beautiful Japanese words because I realized that the language in itself is so pretty and there's so much that they express that actually isn't expressed in other languages. Like they have words for the most peculiar things. So yeah, I found Komorebi online. I found the word and I thought it was absolutely beautiful. And I wanted to sort of name my music, like keep the aesthetic going, you know, like keep the name and the nomenclature in the same space as my music.
Upon arriving at New York City, one of the first professors that I had invited me to perform with him. And at that show, I wound up meeting a lot of people from the New York underground scene. And within a year, I started recording as a session musician, both as a drummer and as a tabla player. So through that experience of about 8 years, I wound up playing on about 8, 9 different albums, including an album by Herbie Hancock, where I got to play drums. And I started making my own music.
Electronic music was basically an accident. It started as an accident. I got a laptop when I was in college and I started messing around and making a couple of tunes. And my friends at the time told me that I should just release an EP as a secret EP and do something fun with it and maybe just, you know, maybe keep it on the down low and not promote it. And I did that and I didn't really reach out to anyone and I put out my music and somehow in the weirdest way possible it blew up on its own without any push from my end. So that was really cool for me and also really surprising.
I mean, the difference between getting on stage, and I've played in so many different bands, even with Tabla Beat Science, where I was one part of a bigger picture. And then since then, I'm usually the music director, I'm usually the leader of the band as well. So that puts an added pressure of not only keeping an eye on your performance, but you know, overseeing everybody else's performance as well and making sure that what we're doing is cohesive. And so that's the added pressure, but it's still just as exciting.
This wasn't something that I thought about later in life. It's something that I've always wanted to do. It's just that the identity and, you know, the route that I took and the routes that I continue to take, they keep changing because, you know, life is sort of unpredictable. If you see anything that I've put out, there's always something attached to the music. Like it's not a singular experience. I like to create a zone or a realm where the person can experience more than just, you know, what I'm singing about. And of course, what I'm singing about is also very emotional. So it's easy to sort of, you know, create this space where the listener can just lose themselves or, you know, to tell a story.
Hi, this is Karsh, Kale.
And this is Komorebi. Check out our track Disappear on JioSaavn.